Well, good morning. It's opening morning of the 2014 Michigan bow season. So we'll be self-videoing and we're going to be ready to hit the woods today.
Yep, wish us luck, and you're watching Face2Face Outdoors.
Just cracking daylight. High pressure. Should be a beautiful morning. Well, we got the last of the mock scrapes in. You get a ton of pictures on these mock scrapes. I'm putting a little bit of preorbital gland lure on the licking branch. That's kind of how they tell who's who in the buckwoods, you know. The rain has stopped. It's been raining for days here, and back in the stand where Deanna missed a Big Ten, so I let her in the stand one time and she missed a 14-yard shot. But anyways, we'll see if he comes back through sometime. We may never see him again. I just shot not a giant 10, but I think he's a 10. And the shot was actually a little too close. He was tearing up this tree right below my stand. I should have waited, but he looked like he was gonna leave the other way. I think I hit him a little far back, but I think I had a forward angle. And he was in the frame on the camera, but I went to full draw, and I think the kill kill shot. He stepped out of the frame, but that's a little bit of the problem when you're self-videoing. It's not easy. But anyways, I think he's out in this grass field over here. He ran pretty hard, and he started dancing around out in this tall grass field. And I didn't see him leave this little section, so I think he's out there. I'm gonna give him a while, though. Actually, quite a while, because I don't know if he bedded down out there or he died. So he's a pretty good one, though. I know I had footage of him for a second, but I believe when I shot, he stepped out of the frame. Wish me luck. Well, I had about given up on this buck I shot. I knew my arrow didn't come out, but it wedged in his front opposite shoulder, so I knew I got vitals. But high and back and lodged in his opposite shoulder, he wasn't leaving much blood, and I thought he died in this brown grass field, but apparently he didn't. But I found him. He's just ahead. He died out in the open field. But I had left my glove on the last blood, and I was going into panic mode, and I looked up on the hill, and there he was. And there he is, way over there. So I'm pretty excited. Let's go get a better look at him. And there's the hit. Far back, but definitely got up in the breadbasket. But not a lot of blood. Not exactly a super giant, but I'm proud of him. Nice little perfect 10, and couldn't be happier. You know, everybody's got a certain thing that makes them proud, and I'm pretty proud of this one. It's a rough tracking job, but it doesn't look rough now because he died out in the middle of the open field, but it was pretty gnarly down there, and I lost blood. So we'll see you in the stand soon. Get this one tagged up. While the conditions are right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna launch a scud shooter. It's a in-flight scent dispenser. You screw it on one of your old arrows and launch it. I actually got perfect conditions to do this. I got a north wind into a bedding area, slightly away from it. So I'm gonna launch it clear that way, and I'm gonna lace a long scent trail. If anything comes scent check in this bedding area tonight, which we do know there's does in here, hopefully he'll cut this scud shooter trail and be in business. What you do is pull this cap off, fill it with your favorite scent, and launch it. So we're gonna try it. First night I tried it tonight, so wish me luck with the scud shooter. Peel this little sticker off and let it rip. Well, I didn't hit a tree for a while, but we got some scent down. Here we go. just come down the exact line I shot the scud shooter on. And if you believe they don't work, there's proof. Definitely under certain conditions. I got a north wind blowing right in this bedding area. So I just extended my scent that way probably by 80 yards. So they definitely work, just not the one we're looking for today.
You know, we owe most all of our success to the Montana decoys. We use the Dreamy Doe and the Buck combo. And a lot of times we don't get a chance to do a pose with the deer in the field due to having to get a deer out and it's laying there and the decoys are already packed up at the house sometimes.
Like my deer?
Exactly like your deer. And so we don't get that shot after the hunt sometimes, but here's some footage of the Montana decoys in action. Go ahead and check it out.
It's November 14th, day before gun season in Michigan, and this is my first bow kill, 9-point. And I want to thank Scent Blocker and Montana Decoys. He came right into the Dreamy Doe, and nothing gets you closer with Scent Block.
Well, good morning. It's November 15th, dark 30, opening day of the Michigan firearm season. And still don't really have camera light yet, but we got 2 down during bow season. Deanna pulled off a nice big 9-point yesterday, the day before. That's a dream to get a big one before the dreaded firearm season opens, but we're back at it. We're holding out for big ones right now, so we'll see what pushes through. Well, typical gun season. I just thought what looked like I couldn't see 8 points on them. Looked like a mega 6-point. Had a 50-yard shot at him. I let him go. 3 shots right after that. But there's so much shooting around here, I just dumped a coyote. He's feet up over there. I figure I might as well join in the shooting, but he's down. Been using the Montana combo, buck with the Dreamy Doe, and honestly I've had at least a dozen bucks on that buck decoy this year. I had 2 bucks in on him this morning. One I kind of bumped away, but the Montana's laid out some pretty good bucks for us this year. It's November 28th, evening hunt. I've started my late season tactics. I start kind of hunting deer like turkey hunting. The pressure of Michigan deer, they get pretty smart in a hurry. We got so many gun seasons. So I start bouncing around just like you would turkey hunting from the ground. I just try to get downwind of certain core areas and stuff. And I I can't wait for muzzleloading season. At least the deer get about a week or two break. But it's cold. Got a warm front moving in. We'll see how it goes. It's a nice night. Well, I said I was gonna deer hunt turkey style. I didn't mean it literally. Those jokers were about 7 yards. Pretty cool footage though. Turkeys in the snow.
Well, all in all, we had a pretty successful season this year. Started, I took a 7-point down in Ohio on public ground, then shot a decent 10-point early season in Michigan.
And I got me a big 9, and it was my first buck with a bow ever.
Yep, our first one, and I think it was a giant. But yep, we never fired a shot during the muzzleloader or firearm season, which is it gets kind of tough around here. So that's pretty much a wrap on our season. But we'd like to thank a few sponsors: Montana Decoys
Scent blocker.
and Scud Shooter. Great products and great people. So that pretty much wraps it up, and we'll see you in the spring.